I just spent the past 2 weeks traveling Belgium and the Netherlands with just one carry-on bag. Traveling with just one bag takes a bit of thought and a little more preparation, but when you nail a setup you like, you're not gonna wanna go back. Personally, I am loving this setup right here. I have everything I need for clothes and essentials and camera gear for content creation, all in one bag that makes it extremely easy to take on cobblestones, climb stairs, get on and off trains, and most importantly, be hands-free to catch my 18-month-old daughter. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what I've brought with me and why. It's a little less polished than our normal videos, a little less edited, but I hope it's gonna help. First, let's talk about the bag. This is the Peak Design 45-liter backpack. And this thing is incredibly spacious, customizable, and comfortable. It's made of quality materials. Personally, I love the weatherproof shell, and I don't think this is the place for a full-blown bag review. We've got a nice studio back home for that, but I've never liked a backpack more, and so I'm gonna open it up and kind of show you some of the different features. The straps on this thing are incredibly comfortable, and truly, I love the way it feels on the body. Last year, I did a similar video reviewing the Nomadic McKinnon bag, and I like that bag. I think it had a lot of things going for it, but it wasn't the most comfortable. The straps on this are great. It feels good on the body, and like it fits me better. You can also stow the straps, and these little flaps here are magnetic, which is nice. You hear that little click. I won't do both of them here, but there's so many handles and so many places to grab. Super strong handle here. I really like that there's this one right here on the back. Nice and easy grip. And down here, you can also stow the hip belt if you need it. I'm not usually a hip belt guy, but I may throw it on if we got a long walk or we're gonna be standing for quite a while. All right, so let me show you the inside of the bag itself. There's two main packing areas. One, you access kind of by opening the back panel here. This is a laptop sleeve, Velcro shut. There's also a little bit of internal organization in there in case you need to hold documents or keep anything flat. And then inside is this spacious, very customizable kind of interior. We're gonna get to this thing. The second packing area is this front pocket here. Not as big, but some internal organization, lots of pockets. I'll hide my little air tag in here. And there's also expansion zips if needed. I did not need on this. So as you'll notice, there's so many handles on this bag. There's so many zippers. There's so many things. And Peak Design is so intentional with how they do all this stuff. One thing I love is that you can access that big internal compartment via these side zippers, kind of camera bag style. And as I'm a content creator, and as I know, many travelers, whether they're creating content or not, they want to quickly access a camera or something like that while they're traveling. I did not know about this until just a couple weeks before the trip. Of course, Peak Design has been up to this for a long time, but they designed these really unique camera cubes, which is a padded, protected area for your camera gear that can clip into the bag. It's like natively built into the bag. So you could quickly unzip one of these pockets, grab your camera, and have it very handy. Let me show you kind of what these things look like. So this is the extra small camera cube. It's basically big enough for a camera body and a lens. I'll just leave my lens attached. Fits right in here, and then there's a spot for like a battery or an ND filter or whatever. You could do it like so that when you open the clamshell, you could reach in like that, or you could face it kind of toward the side pouch there, which is what I chose to do. And so when I unzip, boom, there it is. I can quickly access it now. This lid folds back very easily, and you can just leave kind of the lid folded underneath it for when you attach it. All right, so it just hangs out in there like that, nice and secure when it's all clipped in. So speaking of cubes, let me tell you about all the other cubes. This is a bag filled with bags, if you will. So in this main compartment, next comes clothing. This is my main clothing cube. This is pretty much all the clothing I've worn. Let me run you through what all this is. So here you've got 5 shirts and then a light shacket, if you will, shirt slash jacket. I've also got sleep clothes, workout shirt, workout shorts that could double as swim trunks if needed, and a pair of regular old shorts. On the plane, I wore this shirt, these black jeans, and this light pullover. The shirt I wore on the plane and 2 of the shirts I packed are made of merino wool, which I really like for travel because they're quick drying and they're pretty odor resistant, which is important, especially for this trip. We were gonna have about 7 or 8 days where we couldn't do laundry, so I like that. Also on this trip, we've experienced some wild temperature swings. We've gone from pretty hot to pretty cold, and I like merino for that purpose as well because it keeps you warm when it's cool and cool when it's warm. The company that we like for merino wool products is Unbound Merino, and they're a sponsor of our channel. I've looked at a lot of other options, but one thing I like about Unbound Merino is that they're specifically for travel. So many of the other merino wool companies out there are really focused on hikers and kind of the outdoorsy space. But I dig that this is a type of shirt, and especially like their polos and some of their dresses for women are basically items you could go from sightseeing to cocktails and not look out of place. Big thanks to Unbound Merino for sponsoring this video. All of that clothing goes into this one main packing cube. And I know I've reviewed these in another video before. I know I've shown you many packing cubes on this channel. I really like the ones by Eagle Creek and some other great companies, but these are actually the Peak Design cubes, and I'm using them specifically because they're designed to fit with this bag. You could use any cubes here, that would be fine, but this specifically fits this space, and so that's why I'm using these. Oh, one note on those though. There is a clean, dirty side. So on the dirty side here is pretty much where I keep my workout clothes if I hadn't have a chance to wash them yet. But that keeps your clean separated from your dirty, as you could probably guess. Keeps your clean stuff smelling nice and fresh, and that goes right there. In this cube, it's another small clothing cube. Is basically socks and undies packed. 7 pairs of underwear, I believe 5 pairs of socks. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the pair on my feet, 5. And that worked out pretty perfectly. Had exactly the right number of underwear. All the socks are made of merino wool as well, which means you don't have to wash them every single day. I'm definitely not telling you to wear the same pair of socks every day. I would alternate if needed. I would hang them up to dry overnight. Put down the keyboard, sir. There's no reason to tell me how often to change your socks. They're made of merino wool. Look into it. Here, I've got my second pair of shoes. This is a shoe pouch, and these are an old pair of Ultras. These are zero drop running shoes, and I specifically chose to bring these as my runners because they pack the smallest. These shoes basically pack completely flat. The shoe pouch is nice because if I take these on a run, I can throw them in my bag without worry. Just while we're on the topic, because I pack it into my shoe, this is an Osprey Packable day pack. This thing gets to be the size of the palm of your hand, but when it's unrolled, it's a nice little, it's very unstructured, right? So right now it looks kind of floppy, but you can throw some stuff in here, your light jacket, little book or whatever. I toss my laptop in here from time to time. This thing was probably $20. I bought it off Amazon years and years ago. I'll link to a more updated version below. But you know, I've I've used a lot of packable day packs. I've shown on this channel one by Wandered, which is a little bit more structured, but it doesn't pack nearly as small. This thing gets tiny. I'm a fan of that. The shoes that I am actually wearing on my feet every day of this trip right now, I'll show you these. These things are great because personally, I have a narrow foot, but a wide toe box. I want a good walking shoe that doesn't look too athletic, too sporty, too outdoorsy. I don't want something that looks like it's 100% made of Gore-Tex. Now, I'm not saying these are the most fashionable shoe ever, but they're comfortable, they're designed for walking, and they fit my foot great. As soon as I found these, after a long period of research, I immediately bought a second pair because I'm one of those people that once I find something that works, just give me 10 of them and I'll do that forever. So those are the shoes I'm wearing. I will definitely link those below. The only other thing that goes in this main area is my toiletry bag. This is a little Osprey lightweight toiletry bag, nothing too fancy here. My wife Allie definitely has way more cosmetics and way more expertise on how to pack things down small, but I'm a pretty basic guy. Toothbrush, toothpaste, hair paste, some sunscreen, razor. In here is fingernail clippers. I also pack some Breathe Right strips because I'm an Alex Hormozy wannabe. No, I'm kidding. It's so I can breathe while I sleep at night. And this little guy, I put some body wash in. This is by Gravel. This is just like a silicone liquid tube that you can put things in. And then I have like a travel beard trimmer. Nothing too crazy. Rolls up nice and small. And then it fits right in here. Without the camera in here, the camera cube loses a little structure. So that is what this looks like on the inside. All right, so what goes in the front here? 2 pouches. Let me talk you through them. So this here is my tech pouch. I showed this in a very recent video, but very quickly, I won't walk you through all of it, but just practically a few things that could be helpful to you. One, travel adapter. This is a universal adapter by a company called Epica. I absolutely love their adapters. This one has 3 USB-C. This one is 70-watt fast charging, which has come in handy a couple times on this trip. 2 USB-A, and then of course, AC power. So you can charge several devices all at once. I also brought the Mojix Power Donut that is currently in use inside right now, but we'll be sure to show some nice B-roll. It can also be helpful to bring a power bank with you. This is the Nightcore NB10000. It's got USB-A, USB-C. You can get like 3 phone charges out of this thing. I've only recently discovered these, but I'm a big fan of these Magtame automatic coiling cables. Basically, they're magnetic cables, right? So this is a USB-C to USB-C, and the cord just kind of magnetizes to itself. Super, super convenient. This thing now is more like a filing cabinet than it is just a tangle of messy cords. You know, one other thing, I travel with my phone and my watch. So I've got this little guy by Apple that at night I plug this into that Epica. Phone goes here, watch goes here, and then I have one less thing to carry basically because I'm not bringing a cable for my watch and my phone. That's the tech pouch. This is a miscellaneous camera gear cube. So lapel mic, drone battery, because those can't go in checked luggage, fellow drone pilots. This is for handheld phone stuff. Your smartphone can go right here. It's on a nice little tripod or little hand-holdy thing. Also very clutch when you have an 18-month-old is toss on a little Miss Rachel YouTube video when she's very cranky at the end of the night and you're just trying to get through dinner before you go home and put her down to bed. There's a phone gimbal in here. This is by DJI. It balances itself instantly. It's the most annoying part about gimbals is balancing them. This thing, so easy. So, you know, for someone who's out there that has a nicer phone like an iPhone 15 or something, you almost don't need a big fancy camera like the one I'm filming on right now. The camera that I have, I'll tell you about it in a second, but man, with a good phone like an iPhone 15, gimbal like that, that's all you need to get some great content. So this pouch goes right there. This one goes right there. Speaking of content creation, I also brought something on this trip that is perfect for my needs and for one bag travel. It is this baller new tripod. It's the Peak Design carbon fiber tripod. It's what the camera is set up on right now. There you go, that's the tripod. This thing is so sick. When it's fully packed down, it's like the size of a water bottle, and being made of carbon fiber, it's less than 2 pounds. So perfect for one bag travel. It slips easily into one of these pockets here, and I'll link to it below. It's a bit of a splurge, but it is easily the nicest tripod I've ever seen. One of the coolest things I've ever owned. One thing I love about this bag is it has 2 water bottle pockets. So on one side goes that tripod, and on the other side goes my water bottle. Boom. This is probably my favorite addition to the packing setup. This is the Helium rain jacket by Outdoor Research. And I love this thing because of how small and packable it is. It's truly a rain jacket, unlike many other lightweight and packable jackets on the market. This one does have taped seams, and it's meant to stand up to the rain. I want you guys to see how freaking small this thing packs. This is like a third of the size of my last rain jacket. That's pretty awesome. This company offers an incredible warranty. I saw reviews where a guy wore this rain jacket in the shower and stood under the shower head for like 5 minutes and it didn't soak through. There are certainly stronger and more waterproof jackets out there, but you'll be uncomfortable with the pit zips and it'll be really tarpy. This is actually like a comfortable, lightweight jacket you can stuff into your bag. I'll do it right now. I've usually been putting it back here. And there you have it. This is the setup. I am super proud of this thing. This fits easily into overhead bins. It could fit under the seat in front of you if it had to. And if you don't need all the camera gear, which most of you probably don't, it weighs less than 20 pounds all in. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Happy travels.